Hi, I'm Sophia from SKINIC, and I traveled to South Carolina to visit the Emerald Laser Factory and see firsthand how the technology behind one of our favorite machines works. The Emerald Laser is a non-invasive fat loss treatment that uses low-level green laser light to shrink fat cells. Let's head inside and meet James, the director here, to learn the technology, the story behind it, and how it all comes together. Okay, so I'm here with James now. Thanks for having us today. And before we get into everything, I'd love for you to kind of introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about how the Emerald Laser came to be.
Yeah, thanks, Sophia. I love having you guys here. First, I'd like to give you a little background history on Erchonia as a corporation. We were founded in 1996, so we've been coming around now 29 years as a privately owned laser manufacturer, which is very rare in today's day and age as a US-based laser manufacturer. But what was great about us is we kind of stumbled into medical fat reduction. We first started out with pain management. It's kind of how we got our started, is researching lasers for pain management, receiving our first FDA clearance in that market in 2001. But one of our post-operative care liposuction doctors started using our laser technology, using red laser for post-operative liposuction for treating patients with pain. Found out he was emulsifying subcutaneous fat, and kind of when he looked at it, he didn't know kind of what to think, but thought it would help with extracting fat much more efficiently, which it did, which garnered our first FDA clearance for laser-assisted liposuction in 2002. From there, we had to try to figure out, how do we do this non-invasively? Then we, throughout research over the next 6 to 7 years, in 2009, we had the first FDA-cleared laser for non-invasive liposuction using red laser. And then from there, as we continued to evolve and do more research, then we progressed to green laser technology to become even better than we originally supposed using red laser.
Well, that's amazing. I love how you guys just stumbled across this, and now it's a safe way for a non-invasive fat loss treatment and a branch down to aesthetics, and something that we have here at SKINIC. Now we can get into the tour and learn a little bit more about the Emerald Laser.
Absolutely, let's get into it.
Okay, so in simple terms, how does the Emerald Laser machine actually work?
Well, in simple terms, all you have to do is just press a button. That's really all there is to it. No, all joking aside, what the Emerald Laser does is we use non-thermal photochemical-based lasers here to break down and emulsify the subcutaneous fat so the body can process it more efficiently and easier. That's the basis on how the laser technology works.
So how does it actually shrink fat cells, and how do clients and patients actually lose fat from this treatment?
So what it does is the laser technology, once you actually emit the laser energy, it'll actually cause the fat cell itself to emulsify. So open up, release out the cell content. So it's basically taking, to give a visual perspective, a grape or a raisin, or taking a grape and turning it into a raisin, squeezing out all that fat content. And it stays in that state for 72 hours.
Oh, wow.
So when it's in that state for 72 hours, your body's lymphatic system will process it through your stool or your liver, your kidney, or your gallbladder will process it all out, or it can dump it into your circulatory system and you can use it as fuel. So there's different ways that your body can break down and get rid of the subcutaneous fat.
So how many sessions can clients actually start seeing a result?
So in our clinical trials that we did, which were level 1 clinical trials, which is the gold standard for FDA medical device research, patients lost anywhere between 4.5 to 6 inches of subcutaneous fat, which doesn't seem like a lot, but we have a fat pad here, like I like to show clients and patients. This is 5 pounds of just your pure fat you lose. That's a lot. So if you're getting rid of that, you're getting rid of a lot of fat here. And when patients hear 5 inches, it doesn't seem a lot on a scale when you look at it, 5 pounds, but you go diet, exercise, you lose muscle, you lose water, you lose all these other things you don't want to lose. So when you lose pure fat, everything else looks thinner, you're healthier, and you're just getting rid of the excess fat, which we all want.
Yeah, so you're not losing anything like muscle. It's literally just the fat that you're losing in this treatment.
Correct, just fat, and it could be on any types of patient types that we did. We did our clinical trials on patients between 20 and 40 BMI, which we're the only company to do so, is do research on that side of spectrum, not just the patients that are just thinner and just want to lose a few pockets, which is a lot of medical devices. We want to look at obese patients too as well. So patients with different pigmentation colors, darker skin, we can treat them as well, safe and effectively because of the type of lasers we use. And we can We can manufacture any type of laser, but we choose to make sure to manufacture this type of laser because this gives us the highest success rate.
Yeah, so why green laser? Why not like a red laser or a different kind of laser?
And that's a great question. Well, we started out using red laser for about 12, 13 years, and those were some of our first FDA clearances, which we had 5 using red laser. But as we started continuing research, we found out green laser had 25 to 30% more energy, so it allowed us to get deeper penetration into the body for more energy, affect more subcutaneous fat, and it also allowed us to treat patients that were higher BMI, which red laser did not allow us to do.
And so how many sessions until clients can really see results? And also, how long are the sessions?
Great question. So depending on patient size and BMI, through our research, patients are going to be a little bit smaller, the 20 to 30 BMI range. They're going to look at about doing treatments between 6 and 8 treatments, so twice a week for anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks. Patients of higher BMI, took longer for them to process the liberated fat, but saw greater results. You're looking at anywhere between 6 and 8 weeks, so probably anywhere in the ranges of 12 to 14 treatments. And it's a very safe and effective treatment as being completely non-invasive. So people ask, oh, what's non-invasive really mean and feel like? So with this laser here, and I forgot to mention, the treatments are about 30 minutes long. So you'll be doing 15 minutes on the front and 15 minutes on the back. And with the laser, as being truly non-invasive laser, there's no puncture to the skin, there's no thermal effect. I can put my hand underneath it here and you can see the laser beam spinning on it. And there's no ill effects, there's no harm, it's not burning my hand at all. Just feel a light tingling sometimes or an itching sensation, but it's a very comfortable experience for the patient to go through.
Wow. So since it's completely non-invasive and clearly there's no harm, your hand's fine, can clients go just right back to their days after the 30-minute treatments, like exercise, go back to work?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. It doesn't cause any deviation in your routine or anything else. So if you want to exercise, great. If you want to go do anything else, you're not causing any ill effects. Preferably, if you can flush the fat out of your system a little bit faster. The lymphatic system is a pump-driven system, so movement or flushing the system will just help the body get rid of more subcutaneous fat.
Wow, that's amazing. So I'd love for you to kind of show us more around the factory, and that way we can see exactly how this machine is manufactured and put together and then ready to ship and be right at our front door at SKINIC.
Sounds great. Let's go. So as we come in here, you can see from our shop, we have a lot of cool CNC machines. We will cut raw material like plastic, aluminum. We also have to go through powder coating processes. So we are, as a company, MedSAP compliant, OSHA, ISO. So those are all to be compliant with US-based laser manufacturer, and that's what keeps us in business and allow us to create this great product. So let's take a tour. So as you can see here, we have a lot of these large CNC machines that we work with. They have all these different spindles on here that will take raw squares of aluminum and cut them into the parts and components you'll see on the Emerald laser system. So they'll go through all these different types of processes from cutting the raw material here, and then we have to decide, is it going to be polished? Does it need to be powder coated? Does it also need to be sandblasted? There's many types of procedures that it has to go to get the laser that you actually see in your facility there. So these machines are very cool, and they can cut many parts per minute in this, and we do this for all of our lasers and other devices that we make here. But we can manufacture any type of laser. We can make modifications. That's another thing of servicing the lasers too. We can turn them around and customize them for you too as well. So there's many different things we do as a manufacturer that makes this accessibility to help our facilities go through this entire process of owning a laser system. This is cutting different plastic and raw material here. As if you want to kind of get in, you can kind of look at some of the different parts and components. And then these machines spin and cut so hot, you have to make sure you have coolant on them to cool it down. Otherwise, you'll heat it up. If it's plastic, it can cause it to melt too as well. So there's many different processes you go through when you actually have to manufacture a product. So when it comes to the Emerald laser too, after the parts and everything are cut and polished, and they go to our assembly line, which we'll look at later. It takes them about 20 hours from start to finish an Emerald. Now, they'll do a couple at a time, but it takes a full 20 hours, and that doesn't take into account the cutting time of the raw materials. So it's a long process that people really don't understand and get to see. So that just kind of gives you perspective of everything that goes into these types of lasers. And the great thing of why we use aluminum, it's very durable, can handle a lot of abuse, and the longevity behind it too as well. But then we also do some carbon fiber things too as well. So some of our designs you'll see on the Emerald laser, some other things, we'll send it off to be dipped, and you get that nice cool little carbon fiber feel to it as well. And after everything is cut and gone through its early phases, then we come to the assembly and sub-assembly side. So as you walk through here, you'll see different types of lasers that we're working on. There's some sub-assembly heads here for our healthcare side and our pain management laser systems. That's also done in these different bays here where we have our technicians working on those. It's part of our healthcare side of our company. And then around here, we have the assembly side that it comes to the Emerald laser system.
Wow.
So as you come through here, you can see all the inner workings of the Emerald laser technology. So everybody gets to see the raw end of it, but never the inside of it. So it's kind of cool to see this whole entire process.
Yeah.
And it's taken many years for each part and to go through this process because there's lots of phases that we have to jump through IRBs and testing and all of that before you get what you see in your facility. So there's so many hoops you have to jump through, so many prototypes that we have to go through. So when you get to see all this, it's very cool because you can see the in-housing that has the robotic arm that actually raises up. And then you have, this is the center housing here for the laser diodes. So the center lasers that you saw when we saw the machine earlier, the spindle, you'll have the 6 laser diodes that will go in here, down in there, and this is actually what it will look like with the lasers. So you can see the different types of laser diodes we work and use with. And you can see here, these the housings, you see it here. Now these are carbon fiber. So we actually we send these out to be fitted and molded, and then we have it painted here. So that's the carbon fiber casing you see on the outside, and then we'll have it screen printed with the Emerald Laser logo on it.
Okay, and then what kind of quality control steps do you take before the machine's ready to be shipped out?
Yeah, so we're back here now in our shipping dock. So before even things arrive back here and after a product's complete, it's got to go through its rigorous quality control process. So we do that process all throughout where we test the parts, the components, the quality of them, even the laser diodes, and then it'll go through our quality control to make sure the power works, the motorized arms work, the density of the laser diodes meets its optimal output, and then we bring it back here to our shipping docks. We'll be packing up in these large cases here with the proper packaging. Now the foam packaging, which we'll show you a video of, is very thick and secure because these devices are shipped all over the world. We're currently in 41 countries, and we also have a UK branch as well of Erchonia. So these systems are shipped all over the world, so they have to be packaged very precisely, and plus when they're going through shipping and freight, they could get damaged, so there's a lot of packaging that's involved with that. But as you can see from the system here, is the system disconnects into 2 pieces, it's shipped to you, and then assembly is very easy as you can reconnect the system, and that way you get a quality product, and it's easy to unpack and put it together for you to start using right away.
And that wraps up our visit to the Emerald Laser Factory here in South Carolina. It was amazing getting to learn more about the Emerald Laser, the technology behind it, and even the history of the company itself. I'm Sophia from SKINIC. Thanks for watching.